Welcome to my channel BBC Rare Coins. Ever found an old penny and wondered if it was worth more than just 1 cent? Thinking face, what if I told you that some of the most common looking coins in your change jar could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? Top 1. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and thought nothing of it? Just another penny, another quarter, tossed into a drawer, dropped into a jar. But what if that small, forgotten piece of change was worth not just a few cents, but thousands of dollars? What if it was a piece of American history hiding in plain sight? Let's talk about one of the most iconic coins ever made in the United States, the 1940 wheat penny. At first glance, it looks like any other penny, copper-colored, simple, and common. But beneath its plain surface lies a story of rarity, value, and mystery. Millions of these were minted, but only a handful possess the unique qualities that make collectors pay thousands to own them. In pristine condition, with a bright red luster untouched by time, a 1940 wheat penny can fetch more than $14,000 at auction. That's right, a single cent, preserved for over 80 years, commanding the kind of price you'd expect from a small car. The reason? It's all about condition, scarcity, and small mistakes that become big treasures. Coins that show doubling in the date or lettering, misaligned strikes, or unusual colorations. All of these quirks turn a common penny into a collector's dream. And the higher the grade, the higher the value. MS 66, MS 67, MS 68. Every step up in grade adds more zeros to the price. That's what makes the 1940 wheat penny a quiet legend in the world of coin collecting. But now, let's go even deeper. Beyond the penny. Beyond what anyone ever expects from ordinary pocket change. Imagine a quarter. Just 25 cents. A coin you might use to buy a gumball or feed a parking meter. But now imagine that quarter isn't like the rest. It's rare. So rare that only a handful exist. So unique that when it appeared, collectors around the country took notice. This isn't myth. It's the rare script quarter dollar, a coin that broke all expectations when it sold for an unbelievable $58,000. That it wasn't gold. It wasn't silver. It was a quarter. But it had something no other coin had. A mysterious design variation in the script of the word liberty and quarter dollar. A detail so subtle most people would never notice. But to experts, it meant everything. It meant rarity. It meant an experimental strike, a possible prototype, something that was never meant to be in the hands of the public. And yet, one survived. And when it did, it lit the world of numismatics on fire to $58,000. That's a price tag that turns a coin into a piece of history, a conversation starter, a once-in-a-lifetime find. It's the kind of story that reminds you why collectors spend years, decades, even entire lifetimes searching through rolls of coins, attending auctions, scanning every piece of change with a sharp eye and sharper instinct. And this is the truth. These coins are out there. Right now. In drawers, in jars, in wallets, in pockets. Forgotten. Unrecognized. Just waiting for someone to notice. To look closer. To understand that what looks ordinary can be extraordinary. That value can hide in plain sight. The 1940 wheat penny and the rare script quarter dollar are proof that America's smallest coins sometimes carry the biggest stories. They remind us that history isn't always locked away in museums. Sometimes it jingles in your pocket. So before you spend your next penny or hand over your next quarter, take a second look. That coin might be worth more than you ever imagined. It might just change your life. Top 2. ChatGPT said it was just a penny. 1 cent small, copper-colored, forgotten at the bottom of a jar or hidden between couch cushions. But in the world of rare American coins, that tiny piece of metal could be worth a fortune. Because when it comes to the 1944 wheat penny, nothing is what it seems. Most 1944 pennies were made from copper, standard issue, millions produced, nothing special. But in rare cases, something incredible happened. A mistake at the mint. A leftover blank from the previous year. And just like that, a few 1944 pennies were struck on steel planchets, the same kind used during the wartime production of 1943. A simple error that would create one of the rarest, most valuable coins in U.S. history. The 1944 steel wheat penny is not just rare, it's legendary. Only a few are known to exist. And when one appears at auction, collectors don't just take notice, they go to war. This isn't just about owning a coin. It's about owning a piece of American history. A minting error that defied the odds. A wartime relic that slipped through unnoticed, carrying with it the weight of mystery and rarity. One of these pennies, in high-grade condition, has been sold for over $100,000. Others, depending on the wear, still fetch tens of thousands. Think about that. A coin that's supposed to be worth 1 cent selling for the price of a luxury car. What makes it so valuable isn't just the material, but the story. The chance. The one-in-a-million anomaly that slipped past the eyes of the mint and made its way into the hands of the public. Now shift your eyes to another coin. Not a penny this time, but a quarter. A coin you've held 1,000 times. Used for vending machines, laundry, parking meters. It seems ordinary, but not all quarters are created equal. And one, in particular, has made headlines. The elusive script quarter dollar, valued at an astonishing $55,000. This isn't about gold or silver content. It's about the details, subtle, precise, and rare. The lettering on this coin is unlike any other. A stylized script font where there should be block print. A variation so unique, it's believed to be a test strike or prototype, never intended for circulation. A coin that wasn't supposed to exist, yet somehow, mysteriously, does. Only a handful of these script quarters are known. And when one appeared at auction, collectors knew exactly what they were looking at. A piece so rare, so misunderstood, that it shattered expectations and sold for $55,000. A quarter, 25 cents. Worth more than most people's entire car or even their annual salary. This is the hidden world of rare coins. A world where small errors become priceless artifacts, where the forgotten becomes the most sought after, and where every coin in your pocket has a story, some more incredible than you could ever imagine. The 1944 wheat penny and the rare script quarter dollar are reminders that history can be held in the palm of your hand. These aren't just coins. They are mysteries, survivors, treasures. So before you toss your change into a jar or hand over that quarter without a thought, take a closer look. Because you never know what you're holding. It might be worth more than you think. It might just be the most valuable coin of your life. Top 3. It's small. It's copper. And to most people, it looks like just another penny. But the truth is, some of the most valuable coins in US history aren't the shiny gold ones or the heavy silver dollars. Sometimes, they're hiding in plain sight. Sometimes, they're wheat pennies, like the one from 1951, a coin you might overlook, but shouldn't. The 1951 wheat penny is one of those coins that blends in with the rest. Produced in large quantities at 3 different mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, it was never meant to be rare. And yet, under the surface of that common copper coin lies a story of value, condition, and the thrill of the hunt. Most 1951 pennies are worth face value, 1 cent. But certain versions, the right combination of mint mark, condition, and flaw, have sold for thousands. The highest graded 1951 wheat pennies, the ones that have never been touched, showing full original red color, with no scratches or wear, are treasures in the world of coin collecting. A 1951 penny graded MS, 67 plus red, can command massive prices at auction, simply because of its perfect condition. To collectors, that level of preservation is almost a miracle. It means the coin survived decades without damage, without fingerprints, without the dulling of time. But it's not just condition that makes this penny valuable. Minting errors are what truly ignite its value. Double die obverse, where the date or lettering appears doubled due to a misstrike. Off-center strikes, die cracks, wrong planchet errors, like a penny struck on a dime blank. These rare variations turn a humble 1951 penny into a collector's obsession. And depending on the error, these coins have been known to sell for $5,000, $10,000, and in some cases, even more. But now, let's move from the penny to a coin that's just as ordinary, and yet, in rare form, just as extraordinary, the script quarter dollar. A coin that's as mysterious as it is valuable. At first glance, it looks like any regular US quarter. You might have used one today without thinking twice. But hidden in the rarest of them is a small detail, a difference so subtle it escapes casual eyes. The font on the reverse side. The word quarter dollar, written in an unusual, stylized script instead of the traditional block letters. A detail never seen in general circulation. This strange design element is believed to be the result of an experimental die, a test strike, or possibly a limited internal run. It was never meant to be released. And yet, one did. Maybe a few. And when they surfaced, the world of numismatics took notice. One of these rare script quarter dollars appeared at auction, graded, authenticated, and undeniably real, and sold for a staggering $52,000. That's $52,000 for a coin that, to the untrained eye, looks like it came from a soda machine. This kind of rarity is what collectors dream of. Not gold, not silver, but anomalies, mistakes. The one-in-a-million error that slips past the mint, enters the world quietly, and waits to be discovered. The script quarter is exactly that. A whisper from the past, a mystery that no one fully understands. A coin that proves not all treasures shine with gold. Some are hidden in the everyday Oh, here's the truth. The 1951 wheat penny and the rare script quarter dollar might be sitting in someone's pocket right now. In a cash register. At the bottom of a piggy bank. Forgotten. But to the right collector, they're priceless. They're part of a deeper story. One of history, rarity, and the quiet thrill of finding something no one else has. Coins like these remind us that the most ordinary things can hold extraordinary value. You don't need to be a millionaire to own history. You just need to pay attention. Because somewhere out there, a 1951 penny or a rare quarter is waiting. And it could be worth far more than anyone ever expected. Top 4. The humble penny. It's something we all know and use every day. But among those millions of coins minted every year, some stand out as true treasures. Take the 1956 wheat penny, a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but in the right hands, it's one of the most valuable and sought-after wheat pennies in American history. Most 1956 pennies were struck in huge numbers across various mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. For everyday use, they were just pennies, worth 1 cent each. But for collectors, certain examples of the 1956 wheat penny represent a rare and remarkable story. It's all about condition, rarity, and sometimes unexpected errors that turn a simple coin into a prized possession. The 1956 wheat penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, with its original deep red color still shining, is incredibly rare. Over time, pennies get worn, dulled, and scratched. But the few that escape the ravages of everyday life are true gems. Coins graded MS 67 or higher are almost unheard of from that year, and when they do appear at auction, they can fetch tens of thousands of dollars. This is because collectors prize not just the age of the coin, but its flawless preservation, a coin that looks almost like it just left the mint, but rarity doesn't stop there. Mint errors on the 1956 penny make it even more valuable. Varieties like double dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. These errors, while sometimes tiny and hard to see without magnification, add immense value. A single 1956 wheat penny with a significant error can sell for anywhere from a few thousand to well over $10,000, depending on the nature and severity of the mistake. Now, let's move from the penny to a coin that commands even more attention. A quarter that seems ordinary but hides a secret that collectors dream about. The rare script quarter dollar. This coin isn't your everyday quarter. On its face, it looks like any other, silver, round, worth 25 cents. But look closer. The lettering on this quarter is in a delicate, flowing script style rather than the traditional block letters. This design variation is extremely rare and believed to be an experimental or test strike that was never intended for circulation. Only a handful of these script quarters are known to exist. When one of these script quarters surfaced, it caused a sensation in the numismatic community. It became one of the most coveted coins by collectors, not because of precious metal content, but because of its rarity, uniqueness, and mystery. At auction, one sold for an astonishing $50,000, an unbelievable price for a coin that most people wouldn't even look twice at. What makes this script quarter dollar so valuable isn't just the price tag. It's the story behind it. The idea that a coin can be a window into the mint's experimental past, a one-of-a-kind treasure that slipped through the cracks of time. Together, the 1956 wheat penny and the rare script quarter dollar show us the incredible potential hidden in everyday coins. They remind us that sometimes history hides in the smallest details, A mint error here, a unique design there. Turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. So the next time you reach for a penny or a quarter, take a moment to really look. Because you never know, you might just be holding a piece of history worth thousands. These coins aren't just money, they're stories waiting to be discovered. And in that discovery lies the thrill of collecting, the excitement of the hunt, and the magic of uncovering something truly priceless. Top 5. The penny, small, copper, and often overlooked. But hidden among millions of these everyday coins are some of the most valuable treasures in American history. Take the 1958 wheat penny, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but holds a remarkable story of rarity and value. In 1958, the United States Mint produced millions of wheat pennies across various mints. To most people, these coins are just 1 cent, easily forgotten in pockets or jars. But for collectors, certain 1958 wheat pennies are nothing short of extraordinary. What sets them apart is condition, rarity, and sometimes subtle errors that transform a common coin into a priceless artifact. Pristine examples of the 1958 wheat penny, those that have maintained their original bright red luster and show no signs of wear, are extremely rare. Over decades, most pennies lose their shine, get scratched, or suffer damage. But the few that survive untouched in perfect condition become highly coveted. Coins graded MS 66 or higher can fetch tens of thousands of dollars, with some exceptional examples selling for well over $20,000. This rarity in near-perfect condition drives prices beyond what many would expect for a penny. Beyond condition, certain minting errors elevate the 1958 wheat penny to legendary status. Double dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes are some of the errors that catch the eyes of expert collectors. Even the smallest flaw can add thousands of dollars in value, making these coins far more than just pocket change. But the story doesn't end with pennies. Now, imagine holding a quarter, 25 cents, that seems perfectly ordinary but hides a secret so rare it has stunned collectors and sold for an astonishing $48,000. This is the world of the script quarter dollar, a coin unlike any other. Unlike the standard quarters with their familiar block letter inscriptions, the script quarter features elegant, flowing cursive lettering on the reverse side, a design variation never released to the public. Believed to be an experimental or test strike, only a handful of these script quarters are known to exist, making them some of the rarest coins in American numismatics. When one of these elusive script quarters came to auction, it set records and sent shockwaves through the collecting community. Its value wasn't in precious metals, but in rarity, uniqueness, and the mystery surrounding its creation. At $48,000, it commands a price few coins can match. A quarter that's worth more than most luxury watches, rare collectibles, or even some classic cars. Together, the 1958 wheat penny and the rare script quarter dollar show us that even the smallest coins can carry the biggest stories. They remind us that history is often found in the details. The mint mark, the strike, the unexpected errors, and the secret designs that slip through the cracks. So next time you find a penny or a quarter, take a closer look. Because somewhere in your pocket, your drawer, or your collection, you might be holding a piece of history, a coin worth thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. These coins aren't just currency, they're legends waiting to be discovered.